everybody has seen this guitar. Tell me about the name. I always assumed it's evil, kind of like a Miles Smiles, Miles Evil kind of thing.
Not quite.
Yeah.
But you're close. Well, he's not close. No, when Steve, the JEM came out in 1986.
Yeah, isn't that shocking?
I know. It's one of the longest running signature series guitars in history.
Right. Yeah, because there weren't, the rock signature guitar, it's not that, it started around that time.
When Fender, there was, I think, a Clapton Strat, Yngwie,
Yeah.
But this is just so unique.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? But basically, I think it was around 1992 when, they kind of wanted to tone down the neon fluorescent colored gems.
Although, I love that.
Oh, who doesn't,
Yeah. Well, and I'm told that kind of crazy first one was from a design from like curtains in his home or something like that?
Yeah, actually there was a floral pattern gem.
Yeah.
And the curtains that were in Steve and Pia's house were the fabric that was used.
Yeah. That's to me is the one.
Yeah,
but this is the one we all see. Sorry,
it's the one you
side
all see.
note.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of side notes.
Let's get back into Evil.
So Evo, I think he received 4 prototypes, 4 white gems with gold hardware and the vine inlays. And at the time, he was working with Larry on developing a set of signature pickups. And so I think he named the pickups after Harley Davidson engines. So there was like the Panhead, the Knucklehead, the Evolution. Really? And so he wrote Evo, just so he could tell the guitars apart. And he liked the Evolutions the most. And I'll say the Evolution is still his favorite pickup. It's just a great DiMarzio pickup, and I have it in most of the guitars. So Evo became the main guitar. I first started getting used on Sex and Religion, which was the album that he made in '93. And it's just been a mainstay throughout his whole career. And it's had, accidents. I think there was at some point around the time I was born, when he threw the guitar and he was stepping on the cable and it slammed down and it got this enormous crack that widened after a time, but it's been expertly repaired. I think it was sent to Hoshino, and they injected a really stellar type of epoxy, because this is one of the most stable guitars that Steve owns. People will ask, when people come up to do the meet and greets, everyone wants to see Evo, of course.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will ask, is he going to retire it? Is it unstable? Does it stay in tune? And it's bulletproof. And the guitar has such a rich history. Les Paul signed it.
How cool.
And this is, I think, Evo's 6th or 7th neck. This neck that's on here.
So the neck. So I was assuming it's been refretted a few times.
Yeah, this neck that's on here now is actually from Steve's Evo Relic, which came out in 2012. They did like a limited edition run of like a relic gem. They had it was basically identical to Evo. But yeah, this neck is from that one, and I refretted this maybe about a half a year ago with the fret wire Steve likes, which is EVO Gold, like a standard jumbo sized, And, it's got the Low Pro Cosmo Black tremolo. I guess a couple of the interesting details is it has a push-pull 500K audio taper DiMarzio pot that when you pull it up, it engages a high-pass filter.
Oh.
So like when he starts Tender Surrender, and it's a very distorted sound, but he rolls the volume back and clicks that in, and it's very very clean and crystally. It's a great sound.
Really?
Yeah, it just filters out the bottom end.
Yeah.
But the neck pickup in Evo is actually an Evolution bridge model flipped upside down. And the reason for that is because when you use the 4th position, the coil that stays on when the humbucker is split is the one that's closest to the end of the fretboard. So it's a bit more of a truer, strattier kind of sound.
Sure.
But aside from that stuff, the tone control is disengaged. That's not wired up.
Really? No tone control?
No tone. But that's kind of it. It's pretty close to, a stock gem, just a lot more beat up.
Great. God, I'm really surprised that he replaces the necks.
Yeah, things warp. I don't really know the full history because I've been with Steve for a year and a half now. I was always a big fan, so I knew a lot about the guitars, but after 7 necks, how do you keep track of that?
Right. Yeah. Okay, that's a very cool start.
Yeah.